Okay. So he stops her. So this time he's kind of down on his seat pockets a little bit better. Um, his shoulders are over his hips a little bit better. I'd like to see him relax his back a little bit more. He should have a little more bend to his back, a little more on his seat pot, the cheeks of his butt. Hand position's pretty good right there. He can just bring his elbows straight back. Notice how right there his forearm is in direct line with that horse's mouth. See the rein in the line of his forearm? That's pretty good right there. That's pretty correct. When you stop a horse, if your hand's too low, you're stiff arming and you break that line. If your hands are too high, again, it's not in line with the horse's mouth. So he's pretty right there. I would like to see his legs relax a little bit more. He has thrown his feet forward as a stopping cue. Now, I'm not saying this is wrong, because there's a lot of reining horse trainers that will teach their horse to stop like this. They basically, what they do is they teach the horse to back up when they move their feet forward and bump that horse in the shoulders with the side of their foot. And they'll teach that horse to back up really fast whenever they put their feet forward and kind of bump them in the shoulders. So when that horse is finally ready to show in a reining competition, they can ask for the stop by saying whoa and move their feet forward, and the horse is thinking, oh, that's my backup cue. I better really push into the ground with my hind end, and they'll get a nice slide and stop. And so that's kind of what he's doing here. Personally, I don't like to see that obvious of a cue, or at least that dramatic of a cue. My way of thinking, your goal should be to make a finished horse, whether it be a reining horse or a cutting horse or whatever, so that your cues are so subtle that somebody watching can just barely tell what you're doing, or maybe not even tell what you're doing. Okay, so that's just my personal opinion. There's sure other ways of doing it. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. So now he's backing her up. Now, when he backed her up, his legs went back here into a normal position. So, I'm not really understanding his stopping cue here, but that's okay as long as it's working for him. Okay, so now, all right. So he's going to side pass this mare. He's going to work on a little body control, and this is pretty good. He's got her head to the left and her hips going to the left. That's a difficult thing to do. That's kind of an advanced maneuver, and he's doing it pretty good here. Let's see what it looks like. That's good. Nice. Okay, so let's take a look at this. He's side passing to the left, and it's a really correct side pass. Notice the outside legs are crossing in front of the inside legs. Okay, the outside legs are her right legs. Inside legs are the left legs because he's side passing to the left. Okay, so this is a really correct, side pass. Now, because this mare has been kicking her butt out so much, what I'd love to see him do is go right into a spin from the side pass here. He's got her all set up to do a good spin here. Her nose is to the left. Her hip is deep to the left. If he just asked for the spin right now, I bet it'd be really good. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, see, so he side passed and then he walked out of it and let that mare's body drift off to the right. Boy, I sure wish he'd kind of keep that body to the left more. So let's see what's going to happen here. He's going to stop. Boy, look at the movement on that hip. Okay, so he's got the body parts working on this horse. He's got some good tools developed on this horse. He just needs a little more guidance on how to use that tools to improve this horse's performance here. Good. Was a good crossover right there, both behind and front during the side pass. Good. Very good. Oop, a little stumble there. Okay, let's take a look at this right here. See this freeze frame right here? Look how stretched that horse's mouth is. I sure would like to see him, lower that bit, drop that headstall down a couple of holes and lower that bit down lower. It's really good, whenever you put a snaffle bit up high in a horse's mouth, that horse never learns to pick that snaffle up and hold it, and it's really good for them to learn that. So if I had this horse, I'd drop that bit down so that it's just barely touching the corners of her mouth, so she could learn to pick it up and hold it. And that's my personal preference, and most of the trainers that I know do the same thing. All right, let's go on here. So we're side passing a little bit. And again, I'd just love to see him take her right into a left-hand spin from this side pass. Good, good. Oh, kicking her butt out. Okay, so what happened right there, let me back this up a little bit. Let's see what happens. Because she kicked her butt out. He side passed and everything is set up to spin, but when he decided to spin, she kicked her butt out. Let's see what he's doing with his outside foot here. Okay, so right here she's getting ready to kick her butt out to the right. He should have his toe turned out and press her with the spur. Hold that rear end in there. Oh, kicked it out. All right, so the instant she kicked it out, he should have walked forward and side passed her to the left. Drive that hip to the inside of that spin, and then spin again. Kicking her butt out, kicking her butt out. Again, he's kind of has the inside foot too far forward, kind of blocking that shoulder. And she's pivoting on the wrong pivot foot. She's on the outside pivot foot instead of the inside pivot foot. Let's see what happens here. See this outside leg. He should have his toe turned out and pressing her with that spur. Good crossover right there, though. See her cross over with that outside front leg right there. That's excellent right there. And I would kind of like to see him, lower her pole a little bit while he's spinning. Her pole is a little bit too elevated. I'd take my hands, spread them apart, shake her nose down a few times right in the middle of that spin. Teach her to lower that, have more level top line during that spin. So right here, his outside leg is away from the horse, needs to be on the horse. Pressing, keeping her correct. Oop. So he's stopping her now. I guess that was a stopping cue. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I sure don't. I keep harping. And I hate to be too critical on this rider because he's done a pretty darn good job and he's a really good guy. But if he came to one of my clinics, I'd be yelling at him for holding his legs off the horse like that, and then he'd wish he had never come. But for accuracy, your legs, you need to get in the habit of resting your legs against the horse's sides. Your legs being close to the horse's sides is what allows you to use your legs accurately at the split second you need to use them. When your legs are off the horse, you got to travel a long way. By the time you need them, it's too late, okay? So overall, this rider has done a pretty darn good job. Again, I was pretty critical. I was kind of really nitpicking on all the little things there. But again, this rider, he's dead serious about improving. So, he wanted to hear the criticism. And you know what? My hat's off to him for it. All right, well, that wraps it up for critiquing this training video. And if you want more information like this, just go to my website, horsetrainingvideos.com, and you can register to get all kinds of free horse training information. All right, take care.